Talmor, Shishin Magachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, it's Rachel Ballinger, and I am thrilled to invite you to Rachel Uncensored, my podcast where I get real with my friends and celebrity guests, where we talk about all sorts of topics. From personal stories to hot-button issues, we cover it all. New episodes drop every Wednesday, so make sure you tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the fun and candid conversations we have here on Rachel Uncensored.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
When you talk about the best goaltenders to have played in the NHL, retired Edmonton Oilers goaltender, amongst others, Grant Fuhr has to be in the conversation. Hockey Hall of Famer, 2003, brilliant in the 80s with the Oilers, helping destroy teams on the way, 5 Stanley Cups, played in 6 All-Star games. He's elite in all aspects. Truly, you cannot get much better. And when Grant was a guest, we talked about all things hockey, as you might expect, like his first memory, playing with Gretzky, Messier, Curry, Anderson, realizing your true potential, how he's had his jersey retired. We got into his thoughts on legalized marijuana, Deadpool, and the superpower of X-ray vision. Binge-watching NCIS and horror movies came up. So did rivals in the NHL and how hard it was for him to retire. And stop me if you've heard this before. Grant talked about being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
A nice individual accolade for being lucky enough to play on good teams. And it shows you're a part of good teams.
What still stands out from the day you're inducted to the Hall of Fame?
Probably that you actually have to stand there and make a speech. I'm not one for speeches, so that was the hard part, because you're standing there and you don't want to forget anybody.
Right.
There's so many people that help you along the way that you just want to make sure you don't forget anyone.
And how many times is it Lisa is your wife? How many times did you run that by her?
Actually, we were married at that time, so
okay.
I ran it by my kids once or twice, and I was going to write a speech, and then I decided to just wing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do better winging it than I do writing things down, so.
Stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Puff, purveyors of quality cannabis accessories since 1995. Use promo code TODCAST and get 20% off regularly priced accessories and apparel in-store and online at puff.ca.
GZM Shows and the creators of 6 Minutes are rolling out their newest audio adventure with the podcast Discovering Dad. A cautious single dad with a secret past and his rebellious kids embark on a thrilling quest complete with hidden treasure, villains, and a family curse. New episodes of Discovering Dad roll out weekly starting June 11th on Apple Podcasts. Follow the show so you never miss an episode, or listen early and ad-free as a GZM Shows subscriber. Go to gzmshows.com to learn more.
Hey there, it's Rachel Ballinger, and I am extremely excited to invite you to Rachel Uncensored. It's my podcast where I sit down and get real with my friends and celebrity guests, where we talk about all sorts of topics. And sometimes we might be under the influence when we do so. We cover things from personal stories to hot-button issues. And it's the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me. It's a side of me that you might not have seen before because it's not the most family or brand friendly. But don't worry, I'm still sort of slightly a decent human being. If you're intrigued, then make sure you check it out. New episodes drop every Wednesday. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the fun and candid conversations we have here on Rachel Uncensored.